This is the Ugly Truth Podcast.
A lot of
And this one is
things.
chatting his girlfriend.
A lot of things happens to us. We get angry. We can even make decisions that can be crazy because we didn't really set boundary at the beginning of everything.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about boundaries. We have a lot when it comes to boundaries. Like there's a lot of list of boundaries that is there: finance, relationship, family, and all. But today we're going to pick one. That's personal boundary.
So the next one
Personal,
is going to be
healthy
a different
boundary.
boundary.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
next time we see us on boundaries, going to be another different topic for boundary. Workspace, it might be emotional, it might be
Relationship.
finance, so you just have to be on watch.
Yeah. Yeah,
Be
be
ready,
on watch.
be ready, be ready, be ready. So today I have my people in the house with me, Hartwell.
My name is
and
Bam Bam.
Bam. So,
Natural.
Yeah.
so I'm going to start with Hartwell. Hartwell, can you tell us about your own personal boundary, your own personal healthy boundary, how the challenges and how you're working on it, or how far you're gone? Just say it out so that other people hear. Some persons might learn from your own experience.
I think boundaries it's not easy. It's one thing to set a boundary and it's another thing to keep it.
We are talking about personal boundaries
between ourselves.
between your own selves.
Okay.
But if you're bringing physical is another boundary by its own self
Also,
that we can
yeah.
actually talk about it on another
An
basis.
episode. Okay.
Yes, like so.
Okay,
Let's
yes,
just
now.
focus on personal.
Boundaries.
Yes.
Okay, so how I set my personal boundaries is first understanding myself
Yeah.
and understanding my goals, what I want to get, what I want to achieve. So that helps me to set my boundaries. So if for instance I know that I am to do a thing because of this is what I want to achieve, and I give myself a time schedule to achieve it. Now those things prompt into my head because I already know I'm short with time. So the time frame is like an alert system that help me to keep track. Do you understand? Help me to keep track. So that helps me to set my boundaries and know that this is what I'm to do, this is what I'm not to do, this is where to pay attention, this is where not to pay attention. So that helped me to transfer my vibes and energy and how to take in my vibes and energy because of my goals and
Yeah, because of what you want to achieve
Achieve.
for your life, so you
Yeah.
have to be focused. So
Sorry. But how about with the people around you?
with the people around me.
Yeah.
Yes, my
Do
goals. My goals. I can't set goals without considering everybody.
No, I'm not talking about that. I mean his boundaries with people around you because he's talking about his personal goal, vision, right?
Yeah.
So how about with the people around you, friend
To
circle?
meet up my friend circles and all.
How do you set boundaries with them?
One thing I do and one thing I've learned to do for so very long now, and I'm still mastering it because it's a skill. I learn to profile people.
Okay.
So when I meet you for the first time, I profile you. So profiling you by studying and all that helps me to know how to work with this person. Because I don't just throw myself at you and I don't allow you to throw yourself at me. So when I understand how this person are, because now I understand that it is not them that's actually the problem. It is how I deal with them that's the problem. And meeting with this person as a cycle. Remember, I have a goal that I want to achieve this on, let me say, on a business deal and stuff like that. And I get and it happens that I get to meet this particular person, and I know this person is a gateway, but the person is cycle. Now,
My dear, would I there?
you don't understand the scenario now.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
person is not actually the problem because
Yeah.
this is who the person is.
Yes.
Now it is how I deal with the person that's the problem.
The
That's
person is
where
also a problem, but how you deal
deal
with
with
it
it
important.
is the problem. So understanding that person, profiling that person at first will help me to know how I can be manipulative over situations like that.
As you are relating with the person.
And as I relate, at the kind of way I relate to the
Yes,
person and
yes.
all that. So that's how I
Okay.
set my boundaries.
That's well, that's a nice one. Bam Bam, tell us how you work on yourself. Healthy personal boundaries for your own self.
Okay.
Let's taking of drinks. I want to slim down. I want to have plastic.
I don't want to slim down. I want to be thick. I want to be big
I want
and
to
bold.
be thick, then I have to be going to the gym.
I want to be big and bold.
And
you know.
do some gym up for it.
Okay.
Imagine their plans.
Okay, and what I want, like, where I want to be in the next 5 years.
I don't really do that. I want to be in the, that one was back then what I used to do, where I want to be before the year runs and I'll not achieve even one of it. So I think boundaries for me is setting limitations
Okay.
to what I can take and cannot take from people. Personal, that's me. And for me to create a personal boundaries with people, I need to like state, okay, this is what I can take from this person, and state it to the person, like communicate with the person and maintain that fact that I can't take this from you. So now, you know, everybody comes from different background with different personality, different mindsets, and different mental headspace, upbringing, and everything. So what you may think you can take from this person is what this person cannot give you.
Yeah.
At the same time, you people have different baggages. You must come to a compromise. Without that compromise, that's your boundary cannot work. Last, everybody will just, I'm cutting you off, I don't want to be friends with you and I can't work with you anymore. But you must find a balance. To create that boundary, you must find a balance.
Okay.
So that's it.
So apart from that one, what about the boundary you set for your own self? Like, just
So
like
achieve a
okay,
goal to be big.
so how do you work on that? Because those ones too are
Personal boundaries.
Personal
Okay,
boundaries, yeah.
the thing is that that's where self-discipline comes in.
Yeah.
It's vital to be like self-discipline is vital. So that's where it comes in.
And the thing is that if you don't set boundaries for your own personal self,
Yeah.
setting boundaries
For
for
people
other
will be
things, for
hard.
other people, for
Will be
other
hard.
things, it will be difficult
Yeah.
because you have not worked on yourself first.
Yeah.
So you have to work on yourself first before you think of setting boundaries with others. That's why you know, okay, like since I can do this for my
Yeah.
own self, I can actually portray it
To others. And make sure and you maintain it and maintain it. Yeah.
and maintain it.
Because it's not all about stating, oh, I don't like this, I can't do this to you, I can't accept this. Can you maintain it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
So
I think boundary is a very vital thing for every person. Like you have to do it. It's something that you have to work on it for your own self. It's not easy. That's just the honest truth. It's not easy. I told myself yesterday night, I want to read and I want to
and you've been reading for the
Wow.
past 1 week. I'm proud of you.
yeah.
Do you
I'm proud
know
of
why
myself
I'm proud
too.
of her? I read a lot. She knows.
Yes.
So when she said she was reading, I was like, wow,
You read.
I'm proud.
Yes,
I'm
now,
proud.
we have to know some things
Yeah,
too.
I'm
Not
proud
so
of
that we
her.
have to
I'm
learn.
proud of
Reading
her.
is not really my thing. Like reading is just for me to read and pass my exam. But later on, I tend to know that it's good to read. You will learn a lot of things. Like
Reading.
you will learn new words. You will learn how to speak. No, you will like you.
Your
have
mindset
knowledge. Your
will be
mindset
wide.
will be wide. Yes.
Yeah.
Apart from other things that they will develop you while you are reading. So reading is
These people
just
and all that.
But sometimes we tend to forget that I'm a people pleaser is one of my toxic traits, which I have worked on. Like right now, I don't care. So and people around me are finding it difficult to cope.
accept it.
Yeah, to accept it, but we move. They say like a typical like we move. So in as much as we should say yes, we are not responsible for how they feel. We always keep forgetting that we are not responsible for the other person's feelings. In as much as that person wants to please his or himself, we are also important.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very. So I want us and you to stop people pleasing. Just stop people pleasing. Yeah.
I
Sometimes
think I've tried that.
That's a work in progress.
Progress.
Yes.
that is where creating boundaries comes in.
Yeah.
Because creating boundaries is not about shutting someone out.
No.
It's not about that. But people see it that way.
That's way.
But it's not all about shutting people out.
So Bam Bam, what's your take home, and what do you have to add up?
So
Do you have
boundaries.
any add up? Or you just have
My
a take
dear,
home?
I don't have add up, I don't have take home. Just create your boundaries because it's important.
Create your
Beat,
space.
create your space. Everybody needs that space. You need that space. You need your space.
Because
So-
if you don't, I think if you don't create your space, you become toxic.
Yes.
You become
You might not really become toxic. I think you might get lost.
You lost yourself.
Yes.
Your own personal self.
Yes.
You
And you
will
keep
not-
running
you
round.
will not know who you are.
And you keep running around in circles and get
Yes.
circled in that
Yes.
circle. You get lost.
Yes,
So-
because sometimes if something happened to me, I'll just tell myself like I cannot recognize myself.
Yeah.
Like this is not me.
Yeah.
So I have to like
Yeah.
be my own self back again. So
So what I would say is that if you know you can't do something someone is forcing you or not forcing is asking you to do, always say no with grace. It's all about respect.
yes.
That's
Self-respect
not
for
the
yourself and mutual respect for the person.
Yes.
Just say no
Yes.
and give the person the reason why you can't do it. That's all. And also, creating boundaries is not all about cutting people off. It's not. It's not all about. It's all about setting limitations to what you can take and what you cannot take. That's my own take home. Always create boundaries and don't be a people pleaser. It doesn't pay.
It doesn't pay at
Good
all.
girl, no, they pay. It does not pay. I think that voiceover is trending.
Good girl, no dey pay.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
creating boundaries can be emotional.
Yeah.
Like if you are working with emotions, it will be very difficult for you to create boundaries. So sometimes you have to. We are all emotional beings.
You know, people are very manipulative.
Yes.
The next person is going to manipulate you with your own emotions
Yes,
and make you
yes.
look like the bad guy when you are not the bad guy.
That happens a lot.
And that is why I said you are not responsible for how the next person feels. You are responsible for how you feel. That is where self-love, self-respect, and self-discipline comes in. In as much as you want to please this person, you have to please
have to prioritize
you have to
yourself.
please yourself first because you are more important to yourself than the next person.
Yes.
Seriously,
yes.
guys, you are more important to yourself than the next
I
person.
would advise you
So-
guys to check
So
our next podcast that's coming.
Because we are going to do these boundaries in Madam Boundary.
just chill.
Yeah.
With less emotions, actually, it's easy for you to work, like to set boundaries for yourself and all that. And if they say set boundaries, it's not like okay, this person has been stepping on my toe. Let me just go and start fighting. That
No,
person.
no.
your
that
eyes
is
will
not-
blow you here.
That is not so, guys. They are more uncertain. We are going to talk about a lot of it: family boundaries, work, finance, emotional relationships.
So you are telling them to watch out for the next series
so
on
watch out is
boundaries.
going to come back to back. Like we'll come well prepared. We'll tell you about our own personal stuff, our own personal experience. Nobody's perfect here. All of us are work in progress, even in setting boundaries. So
Yeah.
it's not like we seated here. We are already set
And
our
on the
boundaries
next
already.
boundaries episode, we are going to have a guest who is going to talk about
Yes.
how he sets his boundaries or how they set their boundaries
To achieve their
Yeah.
success.
to achieve whatever they've had in life. Yeah, so I
So-
think we are going to do that.
Keep waiting. It's coming soon. And don't forget to like,
Subscribe,
subscribe,
comment,
comment,
share.
and share.
Very
And thank you for
important.
giving us your time. And drop comments also, your challenges, your struggles. Just
And tell us how you set your
against
boundaries.
yes, anything you're going through against boundaries.
Tell
Not
us
to
how you
set
set
boundaries
your
to
boundaries.
this person, but this is how it's going. How can we help? I'm sure my babe here
Yes,
can give answer to your question.
Definitely.
Even my guy, and all of us here.
Definitely.
We can come through one way or the other.
even if we cannot say it,
We look for somebody that will
Yes.
say
Yes,
it.
yes,
You know this. We are sayers of truth.
yeah.
If the truth is heavy in our mouth, we'll bring somebody that the truth is not heavy. in
So
mouth.
Yes.
right now, before we go, I want to say thank you very much to Aniza for giving us this beautiful space.
Yeah,
to
shout out.
sit down
to
and
Anita.
record our podcast. It's not been easy trying to get a location. We're still coming up. Should I use the word coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still coming up. We're
Still
still coming up in the podcast community. So someone introduced us to Aniza, so they decided to allow us use the space to shoot this podcast. So thank you very much,
And it's
Aniza,
for free.
for for sponsoring
Yeah.
this white episode. We call it the white episode.
Yeah.
For
Or setting
sponsoring
boundaries.
for sponsoring this white episode. Thank you.
Alright, see you guys next
Cheers.
time.
See you on the next
Bye.
episode. Bye.
The Ugly Truth Podcast. Say it the way it is.